Let's get started with a little warm-up, okay? We're going to start today with ski squats. So I'm going to bring my feet together and we're going to bring our hands out. And what I want to do is I want to twist my whole body as much as I can and then sit my bum out to the side and just hold. Come down a little deeper and switching sides. Twisting and twisting. Twisting. That's 4. And really try and hold at the bottom. Twist your hips the opposite direction of your knees. 6, 4 more. 7, 8, 9. Try and control the ranges. 10. Spread your feet hip width apart and bring your knees towards one another. Give me 10 of those. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spread the legs nice and wide. We'll warm up the Cossack. Hands out and drop the toe up to the sky for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it out. We're going to come into this standing plank. You're going to bring your hands onto the ground. And just listen to my cues. You're going to bend one knee, bring your hip out to the side, and then straighten it to come back in. Bending the knee on the outside, and straighten it to come back in. You're going to alternate making figure 8s in the hips. Think about making figure 8s in the hips by bending your knee to go out and straighten it to come back in. And just relax, noticing the different sensations in the hips and in the lower back. And now reverse, straighten the leg to go on the outside and then bend it to come back in. Straighten the leg on the other leg and bend it to come back in. Think about making big figure 8s in the hips. Give me 2 bounces in the bottom of your pike. Hang out. And 1, 2. Come back to squat. 2 bounces in the squat. 1, 2. And 2 pikes. 1, 2. And 2 squats. 1, 2. 2 pikes. 1, 2. And 2 squats. 1, 2. Good stuff. You're going to come back into ski squat. We'll do another round of that. So again, nice and slow, control at the bottom. We're not trying to rush. We're trying to do a little mobility in this warm-up here by working the hips and the knees. Bring your hips nice and far out to the side and then push your knees in the opposite direction, noticing my hands are in the direction of my knees. My hands are going into the direction of the knees. The last count, we're doing 10 reps. I think it's 2 more. Good, nice and wide on the feet. Hip width apart or a little wider. Try and bring your knees together. Come back into that squat as low as you're comfortable for 10. Now, just be careful for those of us that do have knee issues. 8. This is meant to bulletproof your knees. 7. And not hurt you. 6. So gradual loading into the joints. The joints will adapt over time. If you continue to slowly, gradually load them into these so-called rung positions, right? We don't want to squat with heavy weight here. But what happens when we land here in positions? Good. And then Cossack. Different Cossack variations as well. Today we're lifting the toe up into the sky, come down, hold, and pressing through the heel. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9. Good stuff, guys. Come on down, let's warm up the wrists a little bit. You're gonna spread the fingers out, spreading the index from the thumb, making some big circles through the wrists. Fingers out to the other side, or both sides. And making nice, slow, big circles. Try not to let the palms of the hands lift off the ground. Big circles. Think about digging all 10 fingers into the mat. Create some strength there, or stability. Right? We're trying to stabilize these ranges of motion in the joints, all of it. In the fingers, in the wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Fingers backwards, facing you. And half a circle. Half a circle. Circling, continue. Fingers on the insides. Fingers towards one another. Big circles. So we're not really going to do a lot of balance work today, but a little wrist love every day will go a long way. And you'll thank yourself when you come to those days where you do need that extra little bit of wrist warm up. It goes a long way. You're going to go into the top of the wrist, fingers on the outside. Gentle circles. Pressing all 10 fingers into the ground. Slow the circles down. Continue. And fingers back towards your knees again. And lifting the palm off the mat. Good stuff. We're going to lie on the backs. Go into some neck prep. We're going to get on the head today. So grab your knees and just roll. Give me 5 big rolls onto the upper back neck area. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang out. Bring your hands to your hips. And drop into that neck stretch. And drop your hips into your hands. Dropping the hips side to side. You can drop your knees down towards your ears. Good. Roll to the bellies. Give me 5 kicks and 5 chest openers. So 90 degrees in those elbows, guys. Kick that leg back. And 5 big kicks. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and tease, reach the hand out, and 5, straight elbow, 4, nice and easy, big kicks, 3, 2, 1, and switching sides, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press up into upward dog. Think about rolling your shoulders back. Squeeze your bum, brace your core. Press up nice and strong. We're going to get into a little core. Alright, you're going to lie on your backs. So first one we're going to do, we're going to keep the knees up into the air for the first one, and I'm going to hide my biceps on my ears. I'm going to press my hands as far away from me as I can, and I'm just going to lift to get into hollow. We're going to go for 5 reps. Take a breath in, and lift, and hold for 5, and down, 4, 3, 2, and lift and hold, squeeze all the core, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hang out, hands to the bum, one leg straight, one leg bent. We're going to lift one leg. So lifting leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now your feet are going to come off the ground with your arms, and you're going to lift into hollow. If you want, you can go a little more challenging by straightening out the legs, but I don't want to be lifting into a hollow with that lower back arched. I want to press my ribs into the ground. Ready? 5 reps. 1, 2, 3, up. And hold. And down. And lift. 4. And down. And lift. 3. And down. And lift. 2. And lift. 1. And hold for 5. 4. 3. 2, 1. Stretch the bellies out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Lay on the bellies, guys. Point your toes into the ground. Bring your hands behind your ears. Lift your shoulder blades and elbows and shoulders down towards your hips. And you're going to lift and hold for 5, and down, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest, hands by the side, lifting one leg for 10 reps, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides and lifting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
2, 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest, hands by the ears, and lifting, full Superman, 5 reps. Squeeze your core, squeeze your bum, and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold. Pull those elbows back behind you like you're doing a chest to bar pull up. Squeeze your heels together, squeeze your bum. Lift a little higher through the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press into upward dog. And come on to the side. And switching sides. Alrighty, so for today's mobility work, guys, we're going to go into an elevated cat position, and we're going to do it with our hands on the wall today. So we've been doing it on the chair. I want to go on the wall. So what does that look like? Now, I'm going to place my hands flat on the wall like I'm doing a handstand, and I'm going to press my shoulders away from the wall, and I'm going to press through, okay? You're going to place your hands on the wall, come into this hollow position, and then drop. Dropping your belly towards the ground, you're going to give me 5 reps. Come into hollow. Moving through the hips and the spine, and down. 4, back into hollow. Continue, 5 reps. If anyone has any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. And the second row. Once you've done your 5 reps here, we're going to come into this sitting position, and we're going to work on lifting the hands overhead into that new range of motion. So we're going to superset these 2 drills 3 times. So the elevated cat is trying to open up the shoulders, the spine, maybe the core muscles a little bit, and then we refine that new range of motion with a little weight. So if you don't have any weights, guys, grab a couple of cans of peas, or you can grab a broomstick. Okay, it doesn't have to be weighted here. Now the most important thing is you're not letting your core go. So everybody just kind of get into position, and let's go through that little wall angel position. Okay, so I'm going to make a fist, and I'm going to try not to bend at my wrists. And let me just reposition. Okay, so I'm going to bring my shoulders back and down on the wall. So again, shoulders back and down, elbows on the wall, and you're going to try and get your wrists onto the wall. Now, with your core, you should be engaging your core, pulling your ribs into your spine. I should not be able to get my hand between my lower back and the wall. With my breath, and lifting into that handstand line. And just hold that. Lock out the elbows. Even if you're coming to here, guys, I see lots of people with wide arms. I want to see your honest position in your handstand. Lock your elbows out and bring them right to your ears without compensating in the core. Again, back down. With me, pull your chin in to your chest, like what did you say to me? And big press, breath in, and breathing out. Squeezing all the core, and I want you to feel all the upper back muscles. Now, this is your end range of motion. okay? Even if your hands are here, it's fine. Lock your elbows out and bring them in as tight as you can. You're gonna grab your weight, and that's the position I want you to be aiming for. You're going to grab the weight and lift. Don't let those elbows bend to compensate and make it feel like you're getting any further. We want to be honest with our range of motion and lifting into that position for 5. Pull your chin into your chest. Feel the upper back muscles. 4, 3, 2, 1. This is going to help with your posture. Chloe, this is going to help with your press to handstand. This is going to help with a lot of different things, guys. Back into wall angels, give me 5 big presses. Breath in and pressing. Walk out the elbows. Feel the upper back muscles. 1 and 2. Squeezing the core. 3. Don't let the back come off the wall. 4, 5, nicely done, guys. Stretch it out back into that elevated cat. Hands on the wall. Pressing away from the wall, nice and strong. Big hollow. Really tuck your bum under. You can see how hollow I am here, and then drop it all the way down. Look up to the sky. Feel the stretch into the lat muscles. Back into hollow. And back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. That should feel really good on the upper back. And give me 5 more presses overhead. Now, if this position is just really uncomfortable for you with the straight legs, that's totally fine. You can maybe bend your knees or reposition yourself so it's not super uncomfortable. And the more you learn to become comfortable with the uncomfortable, the easier the uncomfortable will get. And 5 reps. 5. 4, try not to put a hole in your wall with that weight. 3, 2, 1, and 5 wall angels. Pull the chin into the chest. Try and make that double chin. And lifting through the upper back muscles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. The more locked out you can get those elbows without compensating in your core, the better your handstand today is going to be. Round 3. Back into elevated cat. Those should feel really good after opening up the shoulders. Who do we got in here? Patricia, Carey, Sunil, Melissa, Jonathan, Dan the Man, Old Man Dan, Jojo, Tristan, Chris, Chloe, Virginie, Diana. Solid group, guys. This is awesome. Good stuff, guys. One more round of those wall angels and overhead presses. If you've been sitting at a desk all day, these are money. We're going to fix that kyphosis rounded back that everyone seems to have in this world. We're going to pull the shoulders back. Feel those middle back muscles. Your shoulders are going to be working, but I also want you to feel it down into these lower trap muscles in the mid back. Those are the muscles that are going to pull you into this nice big proud posture position. Am I correct? Version A. Lock out those elbows, guys. Nice work, old man Dan. That's gonna stick, by the way. Until I start seeing you do the splits. Good stuff, everybody. Okay. Chloe, are you feeling that in the upper back like crazy? Yeah, into these muscles, right? Into these guys. So that's part of the overhead range of motion limitation in a lot of us, is the thoracic mobility and then the overhead range of the shoulders as well. Okay, we're gonna get into a little skill work. Now, this skill work, we're gonna aim for a few different progressions. We'll just let Chris finish up there. So basic inversions, guys. Today we're gonna go into some skills. Grab a drink of water if you need to. So we're gonna continue practicing our crow, teddy bear, headstand, and we're gonna try and sync them together. If you are able to do that, let's say 3 to 5 times in a row without landing on your head, then I'll give you another progression. Okay, so I know some of you have been continuing to practice this for a little bit, this teddy bear. So let me just quickly demo. Very important if you want to work towards pressing overhead or learning to do handstand push-ups, those elbows, we want them in very tight. So what typically will happen here is our hands are going to be at a shoulder width position and the elbows want to go here. Okay, we're trying to get these muscles to work when we're in this teddy bear. So if I were to come flat onto the top of the head, I can see my fingers and my elbows are perpendicular to the ground, meaning they're fully stacked over the wrists. I don't want to be here or here, right? I can stack it up. And then we're going to try and transition into crow. So watch me drop my knees outside my elbows and then press off the ground and try and lift into crow. So for today's crow variation, you're bringing your elbows inside your knees. Okay, and then the third one is going into a headstand. So we want to work on practicing crow, bent arm crow, dropping into teddy bear, and then lifting into headstand. And that is kind of the end goal. Some of you may need to just break that down. So work on your teddy bear, work on your crow, work on your headstand, and use the wall. Put your back facing the wall so you can't roll out. I'll demonstrate that for those that want that extra little demo. I'm gonna take my mat to the wall, a little extra cushion. Now, I want to put the back of the head right against the wall, top of the head flat. If I go into this position, I'm not going anywhere. I'm fairly safe. If you don't have a wall, grab a couch and bring your hands in front of you. Stack one knee on top of the elbow, and there's your teddy bear. If you're comfortable with that, we can lift one leg up and then press off the ground, and you can bring your heels to the wall into headstand. And then try and control back down. Okay? It's a little bit hard on the head, so if you put a towel under your head, that'll make it a little softer. And then challenging yourself to transition from position to position. And then how slow can you go? How controlled can you go from the teddy bear to the crow and then back from crow to teddy bear? Sunil showing us what's up. It's really good, man. Really controlled. And then crow back to teddy bear. This is really cool, guys. We have people starting to join us in here from all over. Sunil is from New York City. So guys, once you kind of have a little bit of control and you can do teddy bear into headstand, okay? Everyone's still going, I'll let you finish. So once you have control from teddy bear to headstand, then we can try doing the exact same thing with straight legs. So teddy bear to headstand, freestanding by the way, we want to be here. Once I learn to control up, then I can practice controlling down with straight legs and then back up. Now, I see people do this all the time. All the weight is on the head usually. How much weight can I put on the hands without letting those elbows flare out? Try and press through the hands and develop that shoulder strength while continuing to work your core. And then be as compressed as you can. How compressed can you make this position when you lift? Go ahead, keep practicing. If anyone has any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. Try and straighten those legs out, Virginie. Nicely done, Chris. Tuck those ribs in, Sunil. Even in your headstand, guys, try and stay straight. Good stuff. We should almost play a little Simon Says. Elbows in tight, Chloe. How's it going, Jojo? You seeing progress here? Okay, let me see. Show me. Top of the head. Hang out there. Good. Hang out. Stack one knee. Good. Okay, pull your heels to your bum a little closer. Closer, good, hang out. There's your compression. Pull that in tight and lift one knee. Yeah, and back down. Try to lift the other leg. And lift and hold. 3, 2, 1, and back down. Good, this is where we start. And lift, other leg. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Okay, look at that. Okay, good. I don't remember you doing teddy bear before, by the way, so to me this is progress.
The tip to bring in my feet to my butt, that was a good tip.
Yeah, so what's happening is if your feet are not on your bum, then you're too spread out. When you pull your feet, your heels in close, you come into this tighter ball, and it makes you make yourself a little more compressed. And usually the more compressed you are, the more control you're gonna have, and the less weight is going outside the body, right? If I'm way out here, then it's like there's too much weight to lift up. As soon as I come in really tight, look how tight I am. My knees are almost in my armpits. Right, then it makes it a little bit easier. Just make sure that all the weight is not on the head. Try that one more time, guys. And if you're doing these, control down, Diana, control, 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 touch the toes, hover the toes, a little lower, hover, 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 control, and now pull back up. Yeah. So Chloe, your elbows and hands could be a little tighter in front of your face a little more. That's gonna work more shoulder strength. Same thing for you, Samuel. Your hands are more out to the side of your head. Try and bring them in front of your face a bit. And then the last one, I want you guys to try. This one is a little fun one. So as you get a little more comfortable getting into that headstand, of course, we can try the zombie press into it. So if I were to go into this push-up plank position, and then pull my head to the ground, pull my toes. You might be pulling to the knees to the elbows to start. Coming up, coming down, and then back out. The harder version is the same idea. You're going to pull the legs straight, and you can straddle or you can even pike. But I really want you to focus on pressing through the shoulders with the hands, using all the core. And then you'll be soon ready to do the zombie press out of the swimming pool. Right, Chloe? Good, Chris. Good, old man Dan. Awesome, guys.
I find the pike is easier for straddle for me because with straddle, my external glutes cramp. I think they're weaker than my.
Yeah. So when you widen your legs, you might be limited in this middle split position. So your range of motion might be like your active range might not be very far. And if you're doing it in a pike, a lot of people tend to put too much weight on the head, so the hands and the core don't have to work as much. So you could easily find it easier if you're doing it like that. Okay, guys, grab a drink. Call the girlfriend. Eat a snack. So guys, just like we went into those seated shoulder raises, we're going to be doing something very similar to strengthen and work those very same positions in your piked handstand. And so the better your piked handstand and your compression gets, the easier handstand balance will become when your core is in line. Okay, so if I come into this push-up position with my feet elevated on a couch or a chair, I'm going to hang out nice and strong, pushing through the shoulders, and then walk it in as piked as you can be, and then walk it back out. Hold, and then walk it in. And I really want to think about trying to stack my hips over my shoulders as much as I can without letting the elbows wing out to the sides. We're trying to keep those elbows nice and stacked. Okay, everybody give me 5 of those. I really want you to hang out for 3 seconds in that pike position, as piked, as compressed as you can possibly get. Good stuff, guys. Trying to push those hands behind you. Trying to open up the shoulders and the upper back. And every rep, just like you did when you were sitting on the wall. Good stuff. Okay. When you're done at 5 reps, the next one is going to be an elbow stand, elbow Dan. The next one is an elbow stand position. So everybody wants to get off of the forearms and lift fully into this little yoga pose eventually where the head doesn't touch the ground. So we're going to be strengthening that position. Watch this. So if I were to bring my fingers into a diamond position and then bring my elbows in as tight as I can, I'm going to come into this pike position or bear. So if I'm in pike, it's going to be a little harder. I'm going to keep my elbows in tight. I'm going to touch right between my hands, right below the triangle, and then press. And we'll do 10 of these. And we're trying to stretch and open up the lats for 10 reps. So again, bring your fingers into a diamond shaped position, elbows in tight onto the ground. And I want you to press, open up the head towards the feet. Keep your elbows down, Jojo, and bring your head off the ground. Lift your head off the ground and pull yourself towards your feet. So lift your head and bring your armpits towards your feet. Open more. So watch again, guys. If you're not sure, I'm going to come onto the ground into elbow stand or forearm stand, and then press up onto the elbows, coming towards my toes as much as I can. Okay? And the closer your feet are to your hands, the harder it will be and the more compression you're getting. For those of us that want to focus on the shoulders, or Sunil, I know you've been having some shoulder issues, really when you do this exercise, you want to be engaging the rotator muscles in the shoulders. So I'm really pressing elbows in tight when I do that movement. Okay, so we're creating stability here. And then the third one, guys, we're going to go into a few rounds here. The third one, we're working on our core. So for those of us that want to lift off of the ground into that piked headstand position, this is the same thing. Okay, so if I come into this candle, the easiest one is going to bring my hands to my hips and then drop my toes and then lift. Okay, I'm not sure if this one's easier or harder actually. I feel like this one's easier actually, putting your hands into the ground because I can get a little more extended and it's probably better for you. And if you can bring your hands overhead, pressing those hands, instead of using them pressing into the ground in front, I can now press them overhead behind me, so I'm still getting that same effect that we're doing when we do our piked handstand. So if I come here, compression, and then lift, compression, and lift. So I find the best version after going through all three of those, by the way, is with my hands by my bum. If you place your hands by your bum, you're going to be able to get a little more extension in the hips. Hands on the ground. Pressing hands onto the ground. And that's going to help you get a little extra extension into the hips, and go for 10 reps. So really trying to open up the hips nice and tall, squeezing the core, and then using the posterior chain every time you try and open up the hips. I want you to squeeze your bum. So imagine doing your piked handstand or press to handstand, very similar movement. Good stuff. Whenever you're done 10, take a breath, come back into your front support, elevated front support. I'm going to do these guys with you. So really gonna try and stack my bum over my hands, over my shoulders as much as I can. Ready? 5 seconds, catch your breath, and up. Nice and strong, walk it in. Hold, 1, 2, 3, walk it out. And up. 1, 2, 3, walk it out. Walk it in, hold, 1, 2, 3, walk it out. That's 3. And walk it in, hold, 1, 2, 3, that's 4. Hang out, and walk it in, hold, 1, 2, 3, and walk it out. Whew. It's great. So I should mention, if my feet are below my hips, it's going to be more of a compression, more stretch in the hamstring, and it's actually making it harder to get my shoulders open. So if you elevate your feet so they're at the same height as your hips, it's going to make that pike handstand a little bit easier. Go back into those dolphin presses. Ready? Bring your head right to your hands and then press through. 10, 9, 8. Try and push your heels to the ground behind you. 7. Get that little extra hamstring. 6. Push the heels. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Whew. On your backs, hands on the ground. Whatever position you feel works best for you, I prefer hands on the ground. Ready, and up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, squeeze, open up tall, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Drop it down. Give yourself a little pike stretch. Hang out of your pike. Oh my, it's good stuff. And back into that pike stand, handstand. Here we go, round 3, guys. Catch your breath. If you want to elevate your feet a little bit higher onto something where your feet is at hip width, that's going to make this a little easier and allow you to get a little closer. Otherwise, this is totally fine. Doing it on a kitchen table would be super high, but that would be good. All right, wherever you're at, here we go. Pressing nice and strong, hold, elevation, and walk it in, and hold for 1. Holding, 3, 2, 1, and walk it in, and hold. Tight, 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 3, 2, 1, walk it out. Hold. 3, 2, 1, walk it in. Nice
Nice and strong, pressing overhead. 3, 2, 1. 2 more reps. Hold. Nice and strong. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, and walk it in. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Hold. 3, 2, 1, and walk it in. Woo. 3, 2, 1. Finish with a hold. Nice and strong. 3, 2, 1. Whew. It's good stuff. Dolphin presses. Focus on elbows nice and tight. And again, challenge yourself to bring your hands, your feet, as close as you possibly can to your elbows. And then try and push your heels into the ground for that extra hamstring stretch. Ready? Bring your head to the hands, walk your feet in, and press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold and rest. Drop it down on your backs. Almost done. And lifting up. Hold, hips open, nice and tall. Try and get that straight line. As straight as you can. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, glue those heels together, nice and strong, posture change. 8, 9, 10, and hold for 5, 4, extend, 3, 2, 1, drop it into pike. Grab your heels. Breathing. Take a nice big breath in and relax. Nicely done, guys. Whew. Good little workout. If you want to stretch out your bellies, obliques, hips, whatever else you need. It feels like it's Friday. It's been a long week. A lot of training every day. Great work today, guys. Good class. Thank you again for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Keep working on your mobility and your headstands, your elbow stands, your teddy bear stands, and they will continue to improve. That's it. That's all. Thank you.